Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, highly intelligent creatures of all sizes and ages, and plant life that has granted sentience by some sort of god, but paired with very, very bad taste in entertainment.
Oof.
Welcome to tonight's episode of A Tale of Dice, where me and a bunch of idiots across the land of the Netherlands get into a Discord call, play a beautiful game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and do a whole lot of stupid shit. My name is Wouter. These are Charlie, Crystal, Max, and Maxime, playing the characters that you can actually see below them. Max,
Yeah,
we have a slight problem.
do we?
As we now only have Max and Maxime sharing one character known as Allison.
Ooh, that's not a good
We
thing. Okay,
are
well,
Allison.
I have that fixed very soon.
You are Allison, and you are Allison.
Everybody's
We're all
Allison. Everybody's Allison.
Fixed.
In the meantime,
I'm a slave now.
while this is being fixed,
I
would
fixed
also
it.
You already fixed it. That's how we like to see it. Welcome everybody that's stupid enough to watch this. First off, we have a couple of short announcements before we jump into the night game. The first one is, Charlie, why are you so damn arrogant that you are wearing sunglasses?
I don't often play Pathfinder, but when I do, I wear sunglasses.
I'm a dick.
No, I'm aware I look like an asshole. But I had a migraine attack yesterday, and I've noticed I was still a bit photosensitive. So I've got 3 screens open here, so I've decided to shield my eyes a bit.
Oof. The light bulbs do not shine nicely upon your eyeballs.
Yeah, so you'll have to. I look like a fly today. Buzz, buzz.
Or again, just an asshole.
As long as you're not gonna use those glasses to make some, well,
Terrible punchline.
yeah,
I
then
mean,
I'm
Have
happy.
you seen flies? Have you seen flies? Flies are assholes.
That's true.
Flies are indeed assholes. They're always like, yes, come on, yes. So, and next to that, I
You.
tried to start our beautiful thing 2 weeks ago, where we planned in another character creator session, and this time it would be the character of a magical sentient item. However, it came to my attention that the message that had been sent out by the beautiful platform known as Twitch looks awfully lot like a spam message, and as such, let's try this again, shall we? Let's try again to plan in this beautiful character creator session. So for the people watching right now, and I will be spamming this more during the break and at the end of this episode as well, when more people are tuning in, I would like to invite all of our subscribers and patrons to jump into a Discord call with me to create a sentient magic item that our heroes can then find in the world and, well, fuck shit up with, as they say. So we did it last time with the creation of a beautiful character known as Nido Crankshaft, who I believe might actually get a nice appearance in this very episode. So let's see how that goes. And we would love to do that again. So I
You.
have sent it now.
Ah.
I have sent it at 7 p.m. CET on this Sunday evening. I have sent a message to all our subscribers with a link to the place where you need to sign up for this to join me in this call and create this item for our heroes. I will be spamming it more and more because, well, that needs to be done if you want to get this sort of stuff off the ground. But yay, this is the first one. Let's see if this time it goes a little bit better. This time I also were able to plan it like in my vacation week, so it's just like 1 week, basically all the times, because I want to make the time for all you. So you can just put it down there, and we can do the thing, and it's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be great, and they're gonna enjoy it, and it's probably gonna like be a TPK or something. It'll be good.
Yeah, I'm really afraid of that one.
Yeah. No, but it's difficult, man, to just like send a message out that seems like, hey, Twitch
is-
wants to sell you even more stuff. Like, fuck this stuff.
This is not spam. Not at
No,
all.
it's not. It's not. No, it's not. So that's why I'm gonna spam it a little bit more. See if we can get people on this hype train. Because last time we had so gosh darn much fun to create Nido. I really, really want to do that again. It's nice. It's nice. All right.
Got another announcement.
Oh, speak, Max.
The person that I'm usually doing my Saturday streams with has a very busy life and decided to quit doing that. Given that the Saturday streams were doing medium, I decided to maybe it's better to cut them off and focus on the Friday and Sunday to make sure that they are better. So from this point on, Saturday is off until we think otherwise.
Thomas, you will be missed.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very busy being dead.
To me.
So yeah, that was mine announcement.
Very well. Maxime, do you have an announcement for us?
Pineapples.
I am alive, and I'm back.
Oh yeah.
And that is
because
actually
last
just
week-
my announcement. I am both alive and back.
Nice.
It's a very
You've
good
been
combination.
Resurrected from the dead.
Were you away?
No, Max, screw you.
Also,
There might be like a necromancer walking around that I'm very thankful of, but that's a whole different story.
for all of our viewers, we have 2 anti-lucks in play right now. A hero point for Allison and 2 hero points for Hannah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So again, if you want to rumble things up in this campaign, spend those llama points on all the different things, boons, penalties that you would like to have.
A
our
lot,
characters.
a lot more will unlock during combat, just so you're aware.
Yeah. All right. Crystal, sign
Theoretically.
us off with a couple of words before we enter the intro.
I like cheese.
Very good. Then with that, shall we play a game?
Hey, 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 hey.
Cheese.
How do you?
Crystal does
I
not
love
like
that.
cheese. She's allergic to cheese.
But I do think there
I'm
were
not
No,
allergic
you're
to
not
cheese.
allergic to cheese.
You're
You're
allergic
allergic
to
to a shit ton of things, but not cheese.
I think she's just allergic to your bullshit.
And I think
Aren't we
think
all?
our subscribers aren't paying money for us having a discussion about whether or not we like cheese, because we all know cheese is awesome. That's a given. So, last time we left off, our heroes had come to the crux of an epic encounter. Our heroes had set out into wild lands known as the Cragged Hills on an assignment from one of their acquaintances, named Violora Moran, who for her guild wanted our heroes to retrieve a magical artifact, a sword capable of vanquishing darkness. Entering these wild lands known as the Cragged Hills, our heroes figured out that this item had been stolen by a tribe of the drake-riding hobgoblins. These hobgoblins were now using this weapon to enslave creatures of darkness and eventually grow their power out to overthrow the civilizations that these lands harbor. Upon encountering this large force, our heroes first set out to align themselves with a tribe of treants that lived within these woods to see if their might aid them in this endeavor. Failing that negotiation, Grakal and Iroh were sent out to enlist the aid of one of the townships, known as Treffelsford. Entering this township, Iroh quickly portrayed himself to be a lord of a faraway land who was actually on transit to this very town. Took his place, basically. Then persuaded the entire township to send out the entirety of a guard, as well as a large mercenary company that the town harbored, into the wilds as a show of strength against these hobgoblins. In the meantime, Hannah and Allison, together with one of the treants that they had befriended, named Farroot, ventured forth to poke at the defenses of these hobgoblins and irritate them, basically as much until Allison was granted an audience with their leader, Tazric the Drake Lord. Upon having this audience, Allison convinced the Drake Lord to not enter in open combat with this encroaching army of humans, but instead fight things out in an honorable duel. The pack, our heroes, together with Farroot, their newfound treant friend, would face off against Tazric and his 2 best Drake riders to make it a 6-on-6. Entering this duel, the fight was hard. The fight was intense. Grakal grew to monstrous size and got felled down multiple times by Tazric and his large green drake Kima. Hit points were low, but eventually, in the last round of combat, Allison, in a acrobatic move, jumped off the large green drake, and with his double-bladed sword in hand, shink! In one deft movement, decapitated Tazric. As the two armies looked upon all of this, with mouths open, as their leader fell to the ground dead, the other hobgoblins fell silent. The combat was for a moment stilled. And that's where we take off. At this moment, from just behind the lines of the hobgoblins, you hear a slow clap and a bouldering roar as one of the few hobgoblins that actually speaks the common tongue, the one that Tashrik called brother, with a shaven head, a large shield on his back, steps forward. Yes! Yes! Well fought! Well fought! Splendid! Splendid is this. You, as a sign of Magubliat the Mighty One, have stepped forward and struck Tazric down. His hubris has become too much, and you have made it clear to all of us. Thank you!
You're happy that he's dead?
I am not happy that my brother lies dead, but it was a good death. It was a good fight. And the only reason that he lies dead in the ground is because Magubliat wanted it so.
Shall we, in that case, return to our negotiations? There are plenty of things that we still have to talk about, aren't there?
No. No, there is not. We had a deal. The prize is yours. It lays there on the ground. Blood splattered as it should be. And he points towards like the large blade, the relic that you guys were supposed to retrieve from these lands. What are you talking about?
Over to pick it up.
We also had a talk about. We also had a talk about Nido's equipment.
Of course, it will be delivered to you.
And how about this dispute between the Empire and your tribe?
What of it?
Do we want this to continue or not? Don't we want to have a talk about this as well?
Oh, you are free to surrender to us right now.
I like his style.
Allison's a bit silent for a little bit. Does someone want to jump in?
No, I don't know what you discussed.
We got the fort, we got Nido stuff. We're done.
But weren't we the Hydra? Shouldn't we? It should be free.
A Hydra?
Oh yeah, they got a Hydra in a pound up there.
What is Hydra?
It's
cool.
like a big monster with multiple heads.
Big monster, you say?
It might have been something that we wanted to know about. Well, in the end, it all worked out, but Hydra sounds spooky.
I look at the brother.
Really, they got him captive, so he isn't really
Captive Hydra. It is there.
What of it?
You should set it free. It should be free. You can't have slaves.
It to be free.
And what grounds do you think that you are able to converse with us? No, this is done. He steps on one of the large rocks. He steps on a large rock that is jetted out of the ground here and addresses like the small human army that you had gathered here. Hear ye, hear ye! Tazric the Drake Lord lies dead on this ground, and as such you have bought yourself some precious time, humans. But do know this. As the advance of our leader might have been quickened, it is still inevitable. Go home to your homes and your wives and children. Feast, for you have victory this day. But know that the talons of the Mighty One will one day rule over all of this land.
Is that all you desire?
Oh, you ignorant fool. Our might will only keep growing. In the fires of war, our talons will be sharpened, and eventually the talons of the Mighty One will envelop all. But all in due time. All in due time.
Yay, we won.
Weren't you guys supposed to go somewhere else when we won?
What things do you speak of?
Didn't
The only
you-
The only place
That's-
where we will venture is back to our homes, back to our lands that are ours for the taking.
While he's giving this speech, Gurkal kind of walks over to Allison. Am I shrinking yet? I feel like I should be shrinking.
Yeah, eventually,
yeah.
like right now.
I ask Allison as he's like holding his speech to the humans. You have the drink that makes me talk to goblins.
Shamefully not anymore. You guys used all of them.
Iroh, you have drink that you always have drink, yes?
Yeah, it's worth a try, to be honest. And I grab Ori's gift.
Now, looking at it, it has this like shining silvery liquid in it.
May I drink it?
You could try.
Go ahead.
Gurkal empties the flask.
Iroh, go ahead and make just roll me a flat check. Just roll me a d20.
It's a natural 5.
It's a natural 5. All right, you have drank the potion, Gurkal.
Gurkal speaks. Do you understand me? I say this to the other surviving hobgoblin from the fight.
Well, he might understand, but the only thing that he is right now is startled, as you are just trying to normally speak to him, but the volume of your voice has been elevated to a bouldering roar. And at this moment, he just, like, the goblin instinctively, like, grabs an arrow and points it towards you, as Kriggs, the bold brother of Tazric that lies dead, just look. Fura! See?
I don't understand
Arrow.
him.
No.
Ah, too bad. All right.
What do you wish to speak, Dragonborn?
I want to speak to your people. Say that now they can fight to become new leader.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
That's a 15 plus 12 is 27,
Ooh.
baby.
Like, Kriggs is just like, if he would have hair, like his hair would be blown back by the sheer force of your voice right now. And as such, he just like grins a little bit. Very well. Victory is yours this day. I will allow you to speak. I will translate for you.
Gurkal is kind of surprised. Just quickly biting his tongue for a second, and he looks back. Tell them. Tribe has been found weak for following weak leader. Weak brother. Now they must fight, all of them, for new bloodline to rule in eyes of their god.
In a way, you are correct, Dragonborn. In a way, you are correct, but that is not our entire way. But indeed, Tazric lies dead. We do require a new leader. And our ways will show us our new leader.
I want to be new leader.
No, you do not. He steps and begins to speak to the entire Hobgoblin clan, like in roaring, bouldering sounds, like the hitting of metal on rock, like and all the goblins just like stand there a little bit. At first, like the whole demeanor of the entire crowd of hobgoblins who just saw their leader fall dead on the ground is a little bit like timid and a little bit like, fuck, what do we do now? But like this display of power by this, well, one guy who seems a little bit more intelligent in the ways of conversing, seemingly gets their shoulders to lift just slightly a little bit. And eventually, as his speech ends, they all just go into this militaristic hoorah, like "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr."
As this is all going down, I actually stand up on the rock that Krix also stood to talk to the human army that we have still gathered around.
Mhm.
And I say, "Hey guys, we won! Yeah! Thank you very much for showing up."
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Thank you very much for showing up. Oh, he's like this annoying middle manager.
That is gonna be a 25.
25. Like, this entire army just marched for almost an entire day to get to this place, and eventually just stood there for a couple of seconds, and now it's all over already. This halfling then climbs up onto this rock and just peers out over the crowd and says these couple of, "We won, yay!" And like all of the soldiers just like,
Now, as promised,
just
there was no
not
bloodshed.
really knowing what they're doing. Like, what are is it okay? Yeah.
Well, we did promise no bloodshed, so you're all just safe. Yeah, you're safe. Celebrate, march back to your homes, and know that you may live another day.
Allison, at that point, basically almost yells over the crowd, basically cheering at that moment. Were all your words just an opportunity for you to gain leadership over this tribe? Is that all you've been doing?
Krix walks up and picks up the head of his fallen brother, and you're like next to him right now. What? Young elf, there is much you need to learn. I will not take leadership of this tribe. No. I had my suspicions that Magubliet had long before seen that Tasric had strayed from the path. Perhaps Tasric has grown overambitioned. The amount of force that he had been gathering had too much gazes upon our people. And now, our Lord has sent you in our midst to challenge him, to take his life, to let it be known that my thoughts were correct. And now, as your Dragonborn friend has spoken before, the weakness, the fault that is in our midst has been cut out by the very blade you wield. Very good.
Who says your lord does not want to make an alliance with the empire itself? That's why we're here.
Oh, you do not know the mighty one.
Then
The mighty
we
one
wish
does
to
not
kill
want
the
to.
Hydra.
To kill. Set it free.
We wish to free it, and then maybe kill it if it's
No.
mean.
Yeah. No.
We're just gonna set it free, and then if it's mean, we're just gonna kill it. It's like when
Your
you
words
release a spider.
tire me.
Yes, your words tire me as well.
Then let it be done. Our agreement has been completed here on this blood-soaked earth, as it should be. Now we go our way, and you go yours. Or would you
Yeah.
rather we fight it out right here and now? As he grabs like the large battle axe from his back, and puts it into his hand, at which point you can see the, I think, 4 times as big hobgoblin force that has gathered behind him also tense up a little bit. As he looks with a, like, from below, because his hobgoblin is like the stature of a dwarf, like short but very muscular. With his large shield he's put into his hand, you can see like the bloodied axe emblem on top of it, with the blackened axe that he holds in his hand, like this small grin up. Your choice, elf. Would you like negotiations to continue?
Your people are making a mistake.
Good to know. He saddles up his great axe and his shield back on his back, and he just like turns a fist to the hobgoblins as they begin to slowly but surely dribble off. As he just now takes a moment to see like the force leave. If you still want to say something or do something, this would be the time.
Here I thought you were a reasonable man.
Here I thought you would be smarter than to thwart us even further.
I'm not gonna lie, I admire his style.
Gurkal moves over to Tazrik's body. So the drakes have gone off, right? Tazrik's drake as well?
Tazrik's drake is still like looking at the body at this moment.
Okay. Oh, in that case, I move up to the drake and the body. And so I have Tazrik's blade in my right hand, and I have my shield in my left hand, with the spear embedded into it. And I look at it. I face it down. Does it react aggressively as I get closer?
As you walk forward towards the body, like the large green drake, like this serpentine drake with like the large frills on both sides, very thin, with like, but it was a huge creature. Like the entire length of this creature is like from head to the end of its tail with beautiful venomous stinger. It's approximately like 10 meters, I guess. Like as you look closer towards him, you can see the green serpent known as Kima just like, sorry?
10 meters?
Damn. Yeah, the entire length. It's a very thin creature, but it's very, very long.
Okay.
Like at the thickest area, like it's only like this thick to actually like seat Tazrik on top of him. And as you get closer, he just like for a moment just a little bit defensive. But as you walk closer, you are allowed in its presence without him like attacking. He's just like on guard.
I speak to it in Draconic.
Very well.
You seek new master or protect old master?
You can hear now the large creature, this serpentine being, for the first time begin to speak in the same language that Gurkal speaks. Let me just... Tazrik was no master. Tazrik was a friend. He fought valiantly, but it seems his time was up.
Then I am sorry. I look at the pack. I would be sad if I lost friends. Steel heart, brother. And silence anger. We do not wish to be enemies.
Do not fear me. Our duel was grand. The outcome saddens me, but I do not hold a grudge against you or your people. Respect.
So, now, you will leave or stay with these angry creatures?
Right now, the serpentine being like towers up, and as he like puts his front wings like downward as his arms, the wings flapped in, he can like make himself upright, as large as a giraffe, to just like gaze over the force retreating. For now, I will see what Kriggs has to say. After, I do not know.
Maybe come with Grakal. A home. A different place in this world. For you. We can find it. Somewhere better.
Oof. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check. This would be the moment to roll high. Don't know if you have hero points, but...
I don't, but I rolled high. Sorry, I did it. Okay. That's 19. Plus 6 is 25.
Okay. As you say this, he looks at you. Your strength Covers kindness.
I worship Kurenau. I am his avatar on World. He is father to all dragons, just as Kalika's mother. I am here to guide our people. But first, I need other dragon kind to guide me.
I cannot go with you, one that walks on two legs. But know this. You have fought with honor in this place. And I will remember that. So will the talons of the Mighty One. We will not be friends, but we won't be enemies. If you venture further into these lands, who knows? If our paths cross once more, we might become allies. Will you allow me to take his body?
Yes. I wish to grab one thing. And I reach for the sheath that the sword was in, and I take it. Is it made by the goblins, or did it come with the sword? Like, is it similarly adorned?
Yeah, it seems that it came with the sword. It has this this beautiful white leather, which makes up the brunt of it, and overlaid with it, like on the bottom, it has like gold, and then like this intricate weave of gold all the way to the top, where it's also tipped off with gold. Where this beautiful, like, flame-turned white metal blade perfectly fits in with the golden sheath in the ways of rays of sunlight with this large gem, this diamond at the top of the hilt. A beautiful weapon, to be sure. You can... like the beautiful sound as like the small, thin layer of oil that has been tampered with, like, lets the blade shine into its place.
I look back at the rest of the pack. Got it.
Is there anything else on his body, magical?
I look at the Drake. Did your old friend carry anything magical on it that we might take as trophies?
The battle is won. The spoils are yours. Take what you will. Take a look at him. He seems to have... He has like a nice hobgoblin-made full-plate armor set.
Gurkal turns around and puts his thumbs up and starts stripping the hobgoblin. Yeah, he's like, "We're good, man.
We got this.
Yeah, he starts stripping Tazric of anything that seems valuable because Allison seems to suspect he has magical stuff, and Gurkal he has no ideas, so he's going to follow his advice.
The only thing that you can find is two small bottles, two small vials of some sort of liquid that you get out of it.
And would I have the carrying capacity even for... Oh, wait, we have the bag of holding.
Yeah. So
Can
you can strip off...
Armor?
Yeah, so you can strip off a nice set of full plate armor, which will catch quite a nice price for probably a dwarf. Like with a little bit of remaking, it could fetch a nice price on the market for some dwarven paladin or whatever.
Hannah! Hannah, the bag!
Oh, I'm pretty big.
And eventually, as the full plate armor set comes off, as well as the two small vials of this a little bit murky gray liquid,
I hold those towards Allison, who's on this side for me.
Allison grumpily takes him.
Yeah, and you already have one of these potions. It was one of the ones that you did not know yet that you had gathered before. So now you have 3. There you go. But next to that, that seems to be all of the valuables that Tazric the Drake Lord had upon himself. And as Kima, like, ever so gently, like, walks up and gets, like, one of her back claws to envelop the body of Tazric, she looks at, like, the crowd of humans that is still gathered, like, in the tree line, and just... and takes off.
Gurkal
does.
waves and screams in Draconic. Bye.
As she does, Crix, the hobgoblin brother with the large axe and shield, takes like the head of Tashrik, grins at it for a second, then under his arm, carries it away.
I do have a question. Am I still taking acid damage?
Yes, you would.
Oh,
So,
How
Yeah.
much?
well, I mean, I could have
Because
laid
this
on
is-
hands at this point now.
Yeah, okay.
I will lay on
Because I
hands.
was only with,
But-
at 5 hit points, so I
Oh, you would have been down. You would have
Okay.
probably
Yeah.
fallen over.
but you still had your focus point, right, Grokal?
No,
Um,
he didn't,
no?
not in the fight, but Allison would have been
Okay.
trying to
Let
help
me,
her
uh,
at least.
Here, let me see what happens. Okay, so I rolled a 17 on my d20, so after one tick of damage, you would have succeeded, and you only took 2 points of acid damage, because it's only a d6. Like, the acid damage is only like from the normal drakes. Those weren't so impressive, it's just like very annoying. Like all the small bits tick up. So,
Good.
as Kima flies away, Crix with the head under his arm turns to all of you one last time, and he says, "You have been great tools in our engine of war. May the Mighty One keep guiding you towards more conquest."
Why follow the shadows?
Allison was your name?
Yes.
Your ignorance is only clouded by your arrogance. We do not follow the shadows. We use them as tools in our war. And you speak of peace between the Empire and us. Do not speak of this hubris tone about you knowing our civilization, our way of life. If you come across others like us, they will not be so forgiving, my friend. And he begins to walk off.
Whisper,
I whisper
asshole.
into Hannah's ear. I whisper into Hannah's ear. Can we get the guy to join us?
I whisper back, I don't think Allison would like that.
Yeah, that's why.
All right.
Okay, minor thing in between. I'm gonna up the volume a little bit, so if people, I will have to mute Wouter a little bit down. Wouter, can you talk for a little bit?
I can and I will. I am right now talking because Max wants to adjust his volume just a little bit to make sure that everything is hearing quite nicely.
Charlie.
Everyone.
Have you eaten yet?
Charlie, can you talk?
Yes, I'm talking. Maxime, have you eaten yet? You've been fed.
Giggity.
Yeah, he has eaten.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more?
I am talking a little bit more.
Crystal?
I am talking a little bit more, and more, and more, and more, and more.
Maxime?
I like cheese.
I have the power. This is my power to speak. You all shall be silent and listen to the words that flow out of my mouth. And I shall tell you the darkest tales, for I am myself.
Okay, thank you.
Oh no, my
Quality
power!
content, people. Quality content. Although only at a Tale of Dice. All right. So, as begrudgingly, Allison lets all of the hobgoblins go, and as you can hear, like the sounds of their footfalls fade into the forested areas, the tension subsides a little bit. And eventually, as all of you gather around, the captain of the guard, a man known as Onyx, steps forward towards Grokal and Iroh. His tan skin, his bald head, his like 5 o'clock shadow across his face. He walks up to all of you, like puts his guard helmet off, and he speaks. "Well, seems you weren't lying. I don't know what kind of powers you also wield in this area, but we did it. A simple show of strength was enough. And your duel, of course."
They'll leave you alone for a little bit.
Of course. So, in the meantime, I think it is time that we set up camp here for the night. And tomorrow we march back towards Treffelsford, yes.
I think
Lads.
that sounds like a good plan. We are going towards. What was the name of the town again? We have to keep going in our travels. Maybe tomorrow, maybe today, because we have business to attend to in name of Lord Frogclaw. He wants the goods that we secured delivered safely and quickly. So we will probably not be joining you in your travels to Travelsford. However, Lord Frogclaw is going to attend Travelsford in the upcoming days, and you can tell him about his victory here.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
You're a fucking evil genius, Maxime. I was afraid you were gonna say the name of the village.
Like his words are as big as his visuals.
Nope, no hero point, buddy.
Then it's gonna be a halfling luck for today. Oh no, it's. Ooh. Deception, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be 23.
23. Oh. Well, alright then. I was under the understanding that we would all venture back toward Travelsford. But okay then. Which township did you need to go to next then?
Let me have a look.
Oh, Maxime. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, you're.
Like it's 1 frame per 5 seconds.
I'm so happy again if we play live, guys. It's
We're just gonna. Hello.
That's way better.
yeah, but you're not in screen
Now
though.
you're not on screen.
Now it's gonna be better.
Content,
Yeah.
guys. Content.
Does any of you guys
It's not bad.
have in mind where we had to go again?
Do you want to tell them? That's the question.
Gurkal kind of nudges Ira.
Yeah, we just have to go that way, and I point away.
The town called that way.
I'm sorry. What town do you exactly need to go to?
It is that way, but maybe
I have to.
my language is not so good. Yes, I know the path.
Yeah, Maxime,
but not
do you want to
the
tell
name.
him?
I have to apologize, dear Onyx, but I cannot disclose the information that is ahead of me. Lord Farclaw wants these goods secured, and with a secure transaction and secure travel, he wants to leave as little detail as necessary. Even though we have full faith in you and your men, this is something private.
The town is not called that way. I want to assist or aid Iro in deception by spouting nonsense.
I'll allow this. I will allow this. Go ahead and make your A check, so a deception check for Gurkal, and a deception check for Iro.
I have a 10 total.
Ooh. Not
So
bad. Not bad though.
No.
Yeah, it's not a minus.
10 total.
just nonsense.
We'll be fine. There's gonna be 29.
29. I understand. Very well then. I will inform the men. If all of you might want to drop by for a little bit, I think many of them would like to share a few words with you and thank you for what has transpired this day.
Most definitely. And when you reach Travelsford and have a chance to speak to my lord, please tell him that he was victorious and his tribute and power is sufficient.
Very well, Ambassador Sifspa. It will be so.
Thank you very much.
And he turns away and puts the helmet back on as he remembers your fake name that you gave the people in town. God damn it.
I'm very happy about that.
Next chapter in the campaign is going to be a manhunt of the pack now. Alright, so as this comes to a close, what would you guys like to do?
I pull. Allison's a little bit grumpy right now, and basically
confused probably.
and basically pulls Iro by his collar, just pulls him out somewhere. Like, we have to talk now.
Okay.
And I pull him
By the way,
away.
for your information, right now we are. Oh no, wait. We already had a long rest, so right now we are somewhere in the middle of the day. So the people, just a little bit backtracking, the people are now getting up camp and are getting ready to travel back towards Traffelsford.
Ah, well, in that case.
They're going to travel today.
Grakal nudges Hannah, who was helping him with looting Tazric, and says,
Of course.
"Just leave them. We will pack up the tents, yes?
Yeah.
We should let them be angry."
Are we going to do something about the Hydra, though?
I am sorry, but I think we cannot save all the creatures everywhere.
But he was like big.
That's true. He was big.
I believe you. I do not know what Hydra is.
He was like a slave to them.
Maybe, but I spoke to Dragon. He says they treat their monsters very well. He is friend, not master, he said about Tazric. So if Hydra...
Yeah, but Hydra didn't look very happy about being in the pond and being kept captive.
How do you know?
Because he was trying to bite Tazric.
Did he not bite Tazric?
He couldn't because Tazric had the sword, the light sword, and he wasn't happy about the light.
Grakal sheaves it. This one.
Yeah.
Then maybe we already save Hydra, yes?
Maybe.
They cannot control Hydra, then.
Well,
Because
they did
Hydra
have,
bite if there is no sword.
They did have the light spell, so lights around the pond that he couldn't go past either.
So he stays in pond like little fish, or he escapes and bites. But they cannot make him do other things, yes?
That's true, I guess.
We cannot save everyone, but maybe one day we bring army and kill all the goblins when Allison is not looking, yes?
Yes.
But today, no save Hydra. Sorry.
Okay.
I put my hand on your shoulder. Come. Back up tent. And remember,
Yes.
I am still alpha male. And I walk off with him. Sorry, reference to season 1.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Aro, tell me what you did and how you did it, so I know what to do next.
Well, first I had a big lunch. After which,
I'm not in a good mood, Aro.
well, we went to Trappelsford and we gathered an army. We kind of heard about this lord that was coming our array, and we kind of maybe a little bit acted like we were his ambassadors. And we gathered up this army of like close to 100 men. And then we marched back to you guys.
DM, do I know this lord, Lord Farclaw?
Go ahead and make a society check.
No. This was the lore nobility thing, right?
Oh, crap, yeah. I'm so sorry. Lore nobility indeed.
Sorry for interrupting.
27.
Yes. Lore nobility.
Yeah.
Well, you do know Lord Farclaw. All the way on the bottom of the province of Highheart, the main province where like the empire is seated, we have the Gilded Ridges. a mountain range named after the abundance of different gold mines that were laying in there, and basically like the main source of the very coins that everybody on this entire continent of the empire holds in their hands. Like pretty much like 80% of all gold coins eventually were mined in there. Lord
It's like
Farquaad,
the Lannister of
pretty much.
this island, kind of. Okay.
In a way, Lord Farquaad is one of the dragonborn, well, not really nobility, but basically bestowed the rank of nobility by the Empire as like a nobleman that leads over sections of the Gilded Ridges, and Lord Farquaad is one of these lords that has like gold mines under his name.
Wow.
You don't really know much about him, but the reason you do know about him is that Lord Farquaad likes to travel around a little bit, and he is somewhat of a philanthropist. So he likes to go places and boost the economy where he sees fit. So he's a pretty good guy, maybe a little bit, well, probably very to your liking, because he's a little bit idealistic. And he just goes like, oh, this is a good thing. Money. Oh, this seems nice. Money. And that's basically why you know him, because he has like a wide
reputation.
Yeah, a widespread reputation.
Okay. Aro.
Yep.
What did you promise the Lord and Lady of the town?
That we would defeat Tezric, and that there would be no bloodshed, which there wasn't. So.
I meant money.
Oh, we actually didn't. We did not promise them any money. We only promised like the Rangers a bit of money, but we already paid half, so he can probably cough up the rest.
Okay. In that case, we're gonna have to talk with him.
No. No, we're fine.
No.
I have clear instructions back in Travelsford that when he comes, the Rangers will come to him and he will be showered in victory because it was his plan all along. And he only has to pay like, what was it, like 25 gold pieces. That's nothing for a guy like him.
Can I discern a lie?
Especially with this.
I mean, how many can you?
I mean, it's the
Yeah, actually, he's speaking quite. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I'll say, Allison, go ahead and make a perception check. Let's just do it like this.
Yeah, 19.
I'll give you. Okay, so I'll give you a gradation. Like how much you trust Iroh is up to your own choices, of course. But he speaks very confidently, and he speaks very like. It seems that he believes what he's saying.
Why should we avoid these people? This man is a good man, and he's a generous man. We can walk up to him, tell him what happened, and all things will be dandy and well.
Yeah, but I think that will all just play out on its own. I don't think we need to go out of our way to talk to him. And I think he's a generous man, so he will be happy that things got straightened up, that these people are more safe, and that he might. I think this might be the least bit of coin he has to spend.
Would you be happy if someone were to use your name?
No, it is me.
And Allison,
I'm not a lord.
You have heard of his deeds. You have heard nothing of his temperament or what kind of person he would be. So that's.
I'm idealistic.
I will be fine.
Sorry, did you say fine or find?
Fine. Okay. We'll be fine.
Did you sprout my name anywhere?
Well, did I? No. I actually didn't even sprout my own name. If any of these guys ask, it's Iroh Sifspa. Just keep calling me Iroh, then it will be fine.
Why did you?
I'm a generous man. I do not need this victory on my name.
He's handing you shit on a platter, Allison.
For another, would love to have this victory under my belt.
Oh, we'll have many other victories.
You're still young.
But you can still
this
attach
moment-
your name to this if you want.
At this moment, as you guys are speaking, you can hear the flapping of wings as 3 different drakes fly up towards you, 2 with their large crossbows with the large bayonetas attached to it, while the third one is just carrying a rider, unarmed, and it has like a net with a crate in its claws. As it flies up to you and just lets it drop for the last like 5 or 10 feet, and as it does, the net eventually just falls open and the crate falls to one side, and as it opens, you can see one of the devices of Nido that you were asked to retrieve roll out of the chest together with like a little bit of hay as padding, as the 2 riders to like still keep eagle eyes on you, and as their third compatriot comes back up towards them, 3 of them fly off.
This was just one of them?
Well, one rolled out of the crate, but if you look inside the crate, you can see all of them.
Okay, cool. So, what you're telling me is that I literally... Okay. I did not achieve anything today, did I?
Victory. And we got the weapon for the Cerulean Circle, and we got these weapons from Nido. We actually achieved a lot today. It was a big day.
Those warmongers are still out for war. Maybe
Well,
not
they're out for their
today.
freedom.
I can't... Jesus Christ, Ira. Why do you have to make things difficult for me all the time? I can't
Yeah,
even walk up to this lord and lady now and talk to them.
Did you just say Jesus Christ?
Did I?
What god do you speak of?
Oh, Coralon, why?
Nice.
Well, there will be other lords and ladies. I mean, we're going to the next village over. You can walk up to them. And maybe you can walk up to these lord and lady as well, but then maybe wait a few days until Lord Fakla is gone. Or just don't mention
You
my
know that if we walk up to the lord and lady of the other town, tell them that we were the ones doing this, that they will just have contact with the lord and lady you deceived, and we're fucked anyways.
name. Yeah, just don't tell them that we did this. Just
So I can
Get into
literally
contact.
not you. Oh, Jesus Christ! Again,
only
why
thing
do I
that
do?
I
Why do
hear-
I do this all the time? My bad. Sorry. Oh,
the
Coralon.
only thing that I hear is we were victorious, and we have these weapons that we can deliver to said persons. So I think we fulfilled our what is it called, our quest.
Aro, be honest. Why
Yes?
are you on this quest with us? Do you have a purpose? Because
Do I
I
have a
do. And this
That
is
is a
getting into the
very
way of my own
philosophical question.
purpose.
That is a very philosophical question.
It is.
I'm not ready for that after this fight.
Let's just say that you're making mine a lot more difficult by making sure that I cannot talk to any nobility.
There's bunches of nobility out there. We'll just find the next one. Yeah, I mean, we only have to skip travels for like a few
Our life.
weeks or something, like half a year. I will probably grow some hair, and Krikali will get some nice dragonborn stuff, and yeah, then we'll be fine. Irrecognizable.
You're a pain up my bum, and I walk away.
Eventually, your camp is uprooted from the place that you had camouflaged it. You are gathering your belongings. The different guardsmen and mercenaries that Grokal and Iroh brought to this place shake hands with a lot of you. You share some words with them before you set them on your way. And eventually, the entire pack is all come together once again after I think 3 or 4 sessions split the party.
Yeah, felt like it.
Yeah. Now, together still with the large tree-end fellow, Farroot, who is still among all of you, as he takes a step forward. Now then, it seems that you have procured your prize. Where does your prize need to go?
A lot thanks to you, might we add.
I look at Allison. We wish to help, yes? I look back at the treant. We bring back sword, but sword good against bad people, the servants of Shadow Dragon. Maybe use it a few times before we bring it back, yes? Help you and treant friends. Kill big monsters.
Could I have a look at that thing in a little bit? I'm very curious what it does.
What would you suggest we do, Grikal?
Well, sword strong at killing enemies. You good at finding enemies. So you find place, then the pack goes and kills all the bad monsters. And then pack friends of treants next time we come. Yes?
I want to help.
Ira?
I think we have to maybe deliver this sword instead of like use it.
Yeah, basically what Grikal's basically telling is that we first use it and then deposit it.
Which I agree.
Yes. What is few days to on travel? Yes. Just a few days more as we kill big monster for treant friends who also helped the pack.
What are a few days indeed? You must understand. He thinks for a second.
No rush.
I do not know how much I can share, but know that the shadows have been creeping for long.
Yes.
Though mighty this gift, its impact for days would mean less in the coming tide than many others permanently. If you wish to aid, tell me, why do you bring this artifact away?
That's true, we can give it to them. Why would we return it?
Cerulean Circle wants to use it probably for the same reason. They know that this is happening.
Do we know that for sure? Because, like, we talked about this before, we were not entirely sure we can trust that guy we're giving it to, right?
Well, we're not giving it to that guy. We're giving it back to the Cerulean Circle. That guy was just a contact of theirs.
Yeah, we're giving it to Vialora.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically just an assignment for their guild.
But still, if they want to use it, why don't they come over here, get the sword, and use it to help the treants?
Maybe.
Why would we go to them if we can stay here and help them directly with the sword?
Maybe we do what Allison always says we must do. We talk to Vialora. We did not use scroll for message, yes?
No.
I think this is a good time.
Yes, send message. We stay here to destroy
evil. If Fyalora
What-
wants to come and help, she comes. And after she takes sword, then that is good. But we must make sure Treant friends live. I look around one more time. Grakal knows. Grakal Unique knows. I have asked much of Pack. Have asked you to travel long way to kill the Maddox. And Pack killed the Maddox. Grakal will never forget kindness. But now, Grakal has been told by Kurenau that there is great evil here. Kurenau spoke to me like he has never. And now, Grakal must destroy Badau's shadows. And I think Pack wants to help. Because I look at Hannah. Hannah already does. I look at Allison.
Kind of like jumping up and down. Yes.
I look at Allison. You always want to do good. Yes, Allison.
Allison takes out the contract that we have with the Cerulean Circle, looks at the fine print. Is there anything about a particular date that we have to deliver it?
That's actually a great.
Well, it says as soon as possible, basically. So if you
It is very
you are not allowed to borrow it before delivering it. Like the contract states that once you have it, you have to deliver it ASAP. So you would not like in the fine print, you would not be allowed to use it beforehand.
While Allison is reading, like Allison can share this in a minute, I look towards Iroh. Remember, and I point at the artifact. Maybe we find more, better magic things when killing shadow monsters, yes? And also, you also wish to help sometimes, yes, Iroh?
Iris lucky.
I'm appealing to
And
his
on
better
mute.
nature. It's
And
oh, yeah,
he's
and he's
muted.
He's
Man,
funny in like
The
one
artifact
FPS.
sometimes just casts a silence spell without everybody knowing. It's weird.
And slow.
It's slow.
Ever so often I just forget to talk. But yeah, maybe. There might be a lot of shadow monsters here, so this might take a long time.
Will be
And do we have
good.
to also have to kill that Hydra then?
Maybe we can kill
Not kill.
Hydra.
No. Set it free.
Maybe free. We see. Why Hydra? Is Hydra shadow?
Is a free?
Well, he's kind of shadow-ish because he couldn't handle the sword. But not all shadows are bad, maybe? I don't know.
These things we figure out per monster, yes? As
yeah.
we kill. Or not.
Is setting a Hydra free a good plan, to be honest? Because that
they
sounds
attack-
like a lot of problems.
I look at Allison. Allison is awfully silent. Allison, why reading papers?
You're asking me to break contract.
Break Oh, the paper I put finger on.
Yes.
Why?
Oh, but that's just a piece of paper.
We made a deal with the Cerulean Circle that we... Here, it's written over here, that we deposit this as quickly as possible once we find it. No delay.
Yeah, but
As soon
we
as
kind of stumbled
possible
into-
means.
We kind of
Oh.
stumbled into some monster delay.
If
I
you
look at-
really want to aid in vanquishing these shadows, you will deposit this sword where it belongs. As you can see, this small female pixie type person drop her invisibility spell as the small pixie that you had seen before. First, when they ambushed you in your sleep to steal some shadow relics from you, And then again, at the summit where you spoke to the treants and were unable to convince them to join you, you can see the small pixie known as Rosa stare at you with intent as she speaks these words and makes herself known to you. And that's where we'll take a little break.
You guys are
Oh, nice.
you guys
Damn.
you guys are killing me.
I have
Yes.
the perfect plan. I have the perfect plan. Can I do the perfect plan before the cliffhanger? Just
No.
one more minute?
No, cliffhanger. No, cliffhanger.
Write
There
it
you go.
down.
Yeah, I'll keep it in mind.
So, before we jump into our little break, I am planning a sentient item creator session with all of our subscribers. At the beginning of this very stream at 7 p.m. CET sharp, I had sent out an email, which will be sent by A Tale of Dice as a Twitch stream. Within it, a link that you can follow to sign up to join me into a Discord call to create a sentient magic item that we will then put into this world for our heroes to work with and to, fuck shit up with, if you will. So, as this is me spamming, go to your emails right now, the ones that you use for your Twitch subscriptions. You will have an email from Twitch, 7 p.m. Follow the link inside it, fill that stuff out, and come join me and do something awesome. Oh, yeah.
Small thing. As we go into the break, I'm gonna reset a couple of things, so the stream might be offline for a minute or two. We have a few things. Well, there are a couple of people talking in the chat about some buffering, and I want to try and fix that.
Well, it was only one moment, right?
Yeah. I see we have a couple of frame drops, so we can see and we can try and fix it during the break.
Fair enough.
So that, yeah, I think it's break time.
We
then, right?
will be back at 8:27.
Ish.
8:27. I'm feeling very generous, so I'm giving you like 30 seconds extra on a break time.
All right. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And we are back. Welcome, one and all, to this second half of the episode of A Tale of Dice. I'm still your DM, Wouter Bouwman, and these are still other people. Who cares? They have characters to play. So, let us jump back into this game.
I love how you always tell your own full name and then
Of course.
just tell who the fuck are these people?
Of course, I don't care.
For our new viewers, I'm wearing sunglasses because I had a migraine attack. So I'm aware of the way I look, but I just want to shield myself.
You're very cool, Charlie. Go
And
on.
the
Master.
Also, I'm very cool.
So, just before the break, we are at the end of a long and difficult quest line to retrieve a magical artifact. You were venturing forth into these wild, wild lands known as the Cragged Hills to retrieve a magical sword that Grakal now holds in his hands, ripped from the dead claws of a hobgoblin warlord. Now that whole ordeal is behind you, you are posed with a question. What to do with this item? Because next to the quest to retrieve this item, there was also another quest, not really living for some sort of coin or reward, but living in your hearts. As all the lands that you have been traversing throughout these last couple of months of your adventures, you have seen influences from the Shadowfell, a bad, evil, shadowy plane seeping through into the material plane that we all live in. And the weapon that you now hold could vanquish these very shadows. Posed with this question, there are a couple of parties gathered here that all have their own say in this matter. Next to you, a friend stands, a treant known as Farroot, who has aided you in retrieving this artifact, who would like it to be used to vanquish the shadows from these wild lands that he calls his home. You yourself hold in your hands a contract by a friend of yours, Violora Moran, as her guild, the Cerulean Circle, had entrusted the retrieval of this item to you. And now, dropping her invisibility spell, a small little pixie with a feisty attitude, named Rosa, who you have seen 2 times before, also flies into this conversation. As she, hailing from the Feywild, seemingly has been battling these shadows even longer than you have seen them. And as she comes towards all of you, she says, "If your words are true, and you really wish to help vanquish these shadows back to whence they came, then you will put that weapon to good use. That, what you hold there, is one of the Midsummer Blades, items created by my court to seal away the darkness of this plane. If your hearts are really true as you say, you will bring it back to where it belongs, in our hands." Farroot, knowing this little pixie also, speaks out. "Rosa, what is this?" "Look, my brother doesn't even know I'm here, okay? But I had to see what you guys were up to. I've heard what you said. And even though you might have killed Brellum, my ally, if you really wish to make up for that loss, you will bring back the power that we need in this conflict. I understand that you have questions."
So, to summarize, first off, Max, Grimboy has fed you. Enjoy. Second off, to summarize, so the contract stated, which Allison posed as the main hurdle, is that we are supposed to return the sword once we have it as soon as is possible. So Grakal sees a very obvious flaw in this contract. So he turns, and I'm like, this is Grakal's logic, but I hope it'll hold up for you. He turns towards Farroot, and he says,
Farroot, big tree, monster, may I ask you a question?
What is it, Grakal?
Would you do something for me? Something simple.
Those questions often have deluded answers.
Very well. Please, would you be a friend to the pack and say that you will kill us if we leave this forest now with this sword before we destroy bad monsters? It would be great favor.
I understand your rhetoric, Grigol. But you could slay me where I stand.
No. Big tree monster. Grikal, scared of trees. Did you not know?
This seems like a easy ruse to see through.
Ruse?
But
No ruse.
a ruse could nonetheless be the answer. I cannot stand between you and your decision, Pack. Rosa poses one question. Your friend Violora and her guild. Another.
How are the bonds between the Cerulean Circle and the Fae? Are there any?
If you ask me, the small pixie continues, we know of the Cerulean Circle. It is a grand organization with many different... It's too big to say. Look, I'm asking you. Back at the gathering, when you were trying to convince all of the Treants to work with you, you spoke of your hearts. You spoke about that you wanted to vanquish these shadows just as we did. And we did not believe you. This is the way to make us believe. You say you want us as allies. An ally would give us the strength we need.
Is it... So it's not the Fae that asked the Cerulean Circle to retrieve this item?
Not to my knowledge. Look, I didn't even know that this blade was here. But I do know one thing. That blade has been crafted in the Sealy Court for a very specific purpose. A purpose that it can fulfill in our hands.
Easy choice, Alice.
Well, is it? Because we also, promised Phylora that we would get her this blade.
I'd rather save the forest than bring a sword back to someone.
Violora.
I didn't come here completely empty-handed. I understand you are mercenaries, or at least you are adventurers. Yes, you take jobs for coin.
We don't do
Perhaps
this.
you will also take jobs for information. You have asked many things. Look, whatever your goals might be, I do see that you have interest in what is going on. If you will not hand over the Midsummer Blade from your own volition, perhaps it can be bought with information.
It is. Is it really ours to give? Because we only got here to gather it for somebody else.
The way I
Yeah,
see
but it
it,
doesn't make them theirs.
you're holding it in your hands right now. You have the choice to do with it what you will.
Violora will understand, Allison. We will let her know with honor. She wishes good too. Can wait some time.
Some time, but what they're asking is infinite time. They don't want
No.
it to be returned.
They wish for us to vanquish evil.
They wish
We
for it to be
have to be
returned
quick
to the Fae.
about it. Haha.
Farud was very clear. This is not a one-time thing. They want to use this for eternity. This is just something they want to use in their war, and I understand. I
No.
completely do.
Farud, you wish for the pack to join you, wielding the blade, yes?
It seems that the pack has come to a crossroads. You hold in your hands a boon, which could grant you favor in multiple places. This choice is yours.
Would you guys
I
mind
think
if we with the four of us talked for a little bit?
Sure. I have no power in this conversation. I come here asking for help. That is all.
I know.
Come, Rosa. Let's give our pack members some time.
As a small pixie with this gigantic tree end, take a few steps outside of your now vacant camp with the tent and everything packed back up.
So Gurkal immediately drops his weaponry, or at least his spear and shield. He holsters, I guess, or attaches the magical sheath to his armor straps, and immediately pulls away to bring back 2 tree stumps, or tree logs, rather, that he places opposite or parallel to each other. And he sits down on halfway on one of the logs, having created 2 little improvised benches.
Then, let us talk. Yes?
First, Grukal, I'll give you this much. The blade, it's you like it very much, and you know that there is a process that you can attune yourself with certain items and with magic items, and once you do, you have like a feeling of you can begin experimenting with what the weapon might do if you want to.
Okay. Well, that's not. I've just basically. That's fair. But right now,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
placing
you
it there
equipped it,
because
right?
it's. Yeah. I put it. Well, I put it on my armor. I attached it
Oh
to my
yeah,
armor.
yeah, right.
strap.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I interpreted that as like, hey, I'm equipping the weapon so I can draw it. I can do stuff with it if I want.
Oh yeah, no, it's well, I guess, but it's more convenient place of storage while we discuss. That's mostly the intent.
Still, like
but
that.
also for Allison and stuff. I'm not immediately dibsing the sword.
No, okay, no, just yeah.
Like just insinuated.
This is a very difficult decision for me, guys.
Well, this is a very
I don't think I'm going to want to leave if we're.
This is a very difficult decision in general.
I don't think I want to leave if we don't do it.
On one hand, I really want to help this Fae. I really do.
I am part of the Fae.
I know. On the other hand, I didn't set out in this world without a reason. I set out in this world to prove myself towards the world and the Empire and find my place in it, to grow in it, to be able to return to my own people after.
This is a place in the Empire, right? This is part of it. This is part of the world.
If I go and betray all of the factions that we find, I I can't return to my people like that. Allison has almost has tears in his eyes.
Like the entire campaign.
Yeah.
Allison, I think it is time for Allison to become Allison. Yes? You always teach Grakal. And I got name also from you. You gave me name in part. I'm Grakal Unique. And later you explained that Unique is not name, but Unique still name to Grakal. I'm here for my quest. Krunau has sent me to come to these lands and destroy. Hannah has been sent by Goddess to these lands to protect Iroh. Your path after friend has led you here, all the way from Monastery that you came from.
Yeah, but this is not the end destination. I mean,
Not end.
we still have to keep going to find out more.
We'll still go.
And the thing that I'm struggling with is I don't care much for the Cerulean Circle. That's just a big organization. But Phylora is a very nice and trustworthy woman. And it would be a shame to disappoint her.
Farud has been helping us for the last week. He's saved us multiple times.
Phylora the same, back with the Maddox.
I agree. We do not
did make a promise
betray.
Earlier to her than this.
We do not betray Phylora with silence. I agree, Iroh. Allison, you came here. And you came here to become stronger. You are a different man than when you saved me from in prison. Yes? You now have till in hair and look much better that way. And also, you have grown into person instead of Artano thing. You are Allison, Artano second, and Allison must not always be Artano. You are always trying to be Artano, but I think the pack likes Allison more.
I've not been able to be Artano yet. I have not been able to get any reputation yet. I
understand that I do not understand. And Krikal will never understand. But I think this is silly, and you are a strong man. No need for silly Artano. Strong Allison.
I will never be able to join my ancestors in Nevermeet like this.
Yes, you will. Killing great shadow legions of Badao not get you to afterlife, then afterlife stupid.
Not talking
Must
about
find
afterlife.
better afterlife. No. Oh. Then where?
Some place I'm not actually allowed to talk about.
Okay, but still, you can go on later. We will go on later. But gods have brought us here. The gods do not do these things without intent, yes? They come. They bring us with a mission, a path, a guidance. Gurkal cannot find the words, but you must see the pack coming together. Finding this it cannot be. It has to be the will of Kuranao and the will of the thing on the leaf that Hannah has.
Melora.
Melora.
Well, it kind of gets in the way of me getting closer to Coralon.
You will become more powerful. You will get to Coraland.
Coralon is
All
my
you
deity.
people with your silly gods.
Oh, deity.
Can we like ask Phylora to come here, or actually just talk to Phylora about this?
Yes. I do not
if
wish
Phylora
to
is
be
okay
tricked.
with this, then I'm more than okay with
What if
just
she isn't?
killing some monsters. Then we have to discuss.
Phylora herself is also only trying to gain rank in her organization.
We're against. There are two options: or we save an entire forest, or we help someone gain a rank. There are lives on the line. The only thing she gains is a rank.
Well,
That's something people just made up.
But that might be a bit too simple. I mean,
Too
who knows what
simple.
the
The entire
Cerulean
forest.
Circle could do with the blade? Maybe
The
the Cerulean
entire
Circle has
forest.
like a big purpose for that. And who knows what
Hannah,
we can do?
fuck
I
off.
mean, we can only
Hannah, fuck off.
slay a few shadows. That's it.
Hannah!
No. And I just walk away.
You should put on your red.
Yeah. I was looking for it, but oh, here it is.
Recall watches her storm up.
Allison, Iro, friends, we wish to speak to Phylora with you, and we should use scroll for message, yes? But I do not think for Hannah and for Grakal that it is choice.
I think that if we can talk to Phylora and in some way get the blade to Faye instead of the Cerulean Circle, then I'm all for it. I don't really care about growing in ranks and such. That's not really my thing, but it's more that we made a promise to Phylora. And that is important, because Phylora is a friend.
Promise important, but Hannah and Grakal think slaying evil more important. And like Grakal said, I do not think it is choice for us.
Well, then we better go see what Phylora has to say.
Yes.
And maybe in the end we have to decide to break trust with Phylora for the better good, and in the end. But
yes,
at least we spoke to her.
We must be.
That is the most respectful.
Honorful. Yes, honorable.
How will
But
we
I do
put this?
agree. I do agree that we might have to break trust with her to do better.
What did Allison say?
How do we put this to her? What do we say?
Grakal can put words, but I say, and I look specifically at Iro with like kind of this half grin / half grimace. It's very difficult to describe what is the emotion on Grakal's face right now. This time, we say truth, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well then. The sword should be delivered by our contract to a larger township here in the Cragged Hills, known as Dracena. That is where you need to deliver it. It's like what you like, like the general direction in which you would need to travel through the wilderness. It could be 3 days travel, could be 5, somewhere in between. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
You also still have a nice little scroll in your hands, which you can use.
I
So
say
what's the
this is a
plan?
good time to use it and just tell Violor, like, hey, we can't leave. You're gonna have to come to us because there's something really big going on here, or something like that. That's
Yeah.
roughly what I would advise.
Yeah, something along the lines of
There are bigger things at play.
We got
Yeah.
the sword. There are bigger things at play. We
There's
need
an
to discuss.
imminent danger, and the world is gonna end if we don't stay here, kind of deal. You know?
Okay.
Hannah,
Like,
Hannah,
don't be afraid to
Hannah is
throw
sad.
some hyperbole in there.
And then
Okay.
just end with Hannah is sad.
Oh, she's mad right now.
Ah, sad, mad. It's
She's
just
red,
one letter.
sad.
In
It's
that
almost the same word.
In that case, I'll cast Ascending. Basically, we retrieve the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Only there are bigger things at play. We want to discuss terms. Can you visit?
A very good afternoon to you, Allison.
And I'm very sad in my sending as well.
Sad, Sandy.
Come to Dracena. We will discuss.
No, I mean, we specifically told her we couldn't.
Well, Allison
Well,
didn't say that.
No.
Allison only said, like, can we meet up?
We can go there. But
Great.
it's a couple of days. The Fae will just have to join us.
That's fair.
They'll.
Okay.
We walk
That makes
up.
sense.
We walk up to Far Root, and
Is Hannah back with us?
not yet. Don't think so. We're not sure where Hannah
I-
went.
Probably to Farut, just to go sit there and be mad.
Oh, you're gonna hug the tree?
Mhm.
Yeah,
You're gonna hug
I'm
the
a tree hugger now.
Yeah,
Official tree
this
hugger.
is not new. Yeah.
You're just gonna sit very, very sad and mad on a tree stump, which is actually just Faroud's knee.
All right.
Farut,
It's-
Rosa, will you join us in our talks with the Cerulean Circle? We want to do these negotiations on a peaceful term.
So you will not hand over the blade then?
We shall hand over Blade once we are dead. But until then, the Pack shall stand with you to destroy evil in these lands. We
I've
have
heard enough words.
We have been bound by honor to return this sword. And we wish to tell these people we shall be keeping it for now. If we do not, more war will come to Fae as stronger powers come to take sword back. Yes? We do this so that you will not be harmed further by our stupid actions like last time. Yes?
Up until now, you have spoken many words. The only deed that I have seen is the skewering of my friend on the battlefield with you. I see no reason to join you in these negotiations. Walk in
Then
these
you
wild
have
lands.
not looked well enough.
What would you do, Dragonborn? Your friends are slain at your feet? Then they bring darkness in your midst? Then they do not... Look, I don't know if you speak true, if these negotiations are really in our best interest. But right now, I am not convinced. If you wish to do what is right, walk into these wild lands. We will find you.
It seems you have taken your first step forward. Where does your journey bring you?
What was the name again?
Dracena.
We'll be on our way to
Someone write
Dracena.
this down?
We'll meet up with Firelora there, and then discuss what will happen.
A logical place to meet. Dracena is the most processed area in the Cragged Hills. The strongest bastion of civilization within the wilds.
Would it be an idea to hand over the blade right now for you to keep it safe as we negotiate again? If the Cerulean Circle wants to talk with you, they'll join us to you.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
It's actually a nice token of trust. I like the idea.
Natural 17, 27.
I am not one to lie, Allison. I can do this for you. But if Elder Shah, our patriarch, demands it, I must yield it to him. I do not judge his character to do so, but darkness is creeping up around. I do not have certainty.
And we do not have certainty that the Cerulean Circle will not just take it from us as we go there.
Grakal clenches the hilt.
Then Grakal will keep safe. The pack will keep safe. Allison.
And I tense before I let it go again.
We are strong enough. You are strong enough.
I would very much like us, Rosa, to not leave on this. We want to help. But we
Elf, your words are but words. The time for words is done. I need to see actions. Until then, there is nothing that you can say that will change anyone's mind. Accept this. I do not know if you are a traitor to your own kind, but if you are not, learn that there are certain things that words cannot get you. With this piece of wisdom, I will take my leave.
Pack, I want to give the blade to them for now, if you agree. Even though their leader might use it if the Cerulean Circle really wants to retrieve it.
No. If we give Blade, then Cerulean Circle will want to take. We'll send others, like us, yes? We must show strength.
This is strength, Dragonborn. Look. You might not know my kind, but promises do not come easy for us. Promises are binding. I cannot promise you all, but I will promise you this, Elf. If you hand over the Midsummer Blade to us, I will do all that is in my power to keep it in Farroot's hands until you return.
I'm up for this.
Grakal leans into Allison.
They have been very mean to us.
And he points, not subtly, at Rosa.
They did that to protect their own kin. You would have done the same.
The whole tension building up here is not that great. However, I do trust Farut. And if they promise that Farut will hold it until we return, I have faith in that promise.
Hannah?
I agree.
Very well.
I take off. I unstrap it again. Take off the little belt, and I hold it out towards Farut.
Thank you for your trust in me. I will not break it.
Farut, will you help us get to town quicker? Rosa, now you must come to make sure Farut keeps Blade. Yes?
I guess a detour is the last thing I can give you.
Very well, then. These wilds will not hinder you further.
And with that, the pack members, together with Farroot and Rosa, begin a 2.5 days journey through the wilderness. Oh no, wait, sorry.
Grakal only
3.
has wisdom 10, but 16 charisma. He is a mastermind in diplomacy, apparently. I love it.
There we go.
Words are difficult, but facts are facts.
All right. As you begin a 3-day-long journey through the wilderness.
One thing, DM, you still have 3 anti-lugs. Make sure you use them at some point, because they're stacking up a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even know I had
some
them.
hero points. Thank you, Mariska. Kisses. Sweet.
So, thank you, Max. As you guys begin a 3-day-long journey towards the town of Dracena, what are your travel tactics? Let's take that up first.
I'd like to search around a little bit.
All right. Like, are we going to do the basics?
I think the basics will do.
The basics are there. All right.
The
so,
basics. So for our viewers, what are the basics? Just a quick rephrase.
The basics are when our party members are traveling, Allison will go search for herbs. Hannah and Iroh will keep a lookout for anything of interest. And Grakal, as the silent guardian that our party members have, will keep his weapons and shield at the ready to vanquish any foe that could be stupid enough to step in the way of the pack.
Perfect.
There we go. All right. So, let's start off easy because you have Farwood as a guide. He has a beautiful ability knowing these lands that you will not find anything harmful on your ways towards Dracena. So, for the first 2 days, the days that he can travel with you, I would like Hannah and Iroh to both make 2 perception checks. 1 for each day.
Uh, 15 and a 17 for me.
15, 17, all right.
26 and 33.
Ooh, damn, son. All right, so as you guys are traveling through these wild lands, eventually coming across different tracks of hobgoblins, the ones that you had fought before within these lands, but now carry the spoils of your conquest in your hands itself, you also travel through different places where small ruins are found. Places where people tried to set up camp or set up like a small cabin in the woods, but eventually abandoned and then got overgrown with nature. The lands that you traverse have all these different kinds of small creeks, open meadows, then again into dense forests. Sometimes you have to traverse a large hillside, and other times you actually have to climb on one of these large mountains that the Cragged Hills are known for. Approximately a couple of kilometers in width, with like a nice base on top of it where some other vegetation is located. You only have to traverse one of them, however, as Farud knows the nicest and quickest ways to bring you all through this wilderness. As you travel these wild, untamed lands, you also see a couple of things of interest. Iroh, you don't. You have your beautiful raven familiar with you, named Lenore, if I remember so correctly. And in this travels, you have a nice little like bonding moments with her. You can send her out to search for certain things. She feeds you, as she is under the impression that you are her pet, and not the other way around. However, in so doing, you don't really have like the mental fortitude to also keep a good lookout for all your surroundings. As you also know that you are in relative safety now that Farud is leading you and Grakal is having his weapons at the ready. Hannah, on the other hand, as you walk through these lands, the very day before you started this journey, you had some sort of an epiphany as you communed with the nature surrounding you, and you found yourself to be a part of this large wild ecosystem, seeing yourself as only one cell in the body that is the Cragged Hills, with all the different trees, shrubs, and all the different creatures that live within them, as all part of the same entity. Together with that nice perception bonus that you got of that, you begin also to see that these lands just outside of the routes that Farud is leading you through houses all kinds of somewhat more intense creatures. Eventually, you even take a little moment to gaze through the woodwork where you can see your pet, basically, but only in an XXL format. You can see through the bushes as the only one, which you very clearly avoid, because this sort of creature is very ferocious and would attack you on sight, entering its domain. You can see this large, like hulky, almost. It doesn't really look normal, as it also has like these spikes coming out of its back with these large, gigantic teeth. This dire saber-toothed panther-like creature.
Do I hear upgrade?
Almost. Excuse me?
Do I hear upgrade?
You can try.
Bye, Melo.
You can try to tame him. Although you get the impression that it's probably better to leave this one go.
Yeah, I might leave him alone. Yeah.
What you can also see is eventually, as you traverse one of the small creeks that these lands are known for, that you can see a very different sign of the river drakes living in these lands than the ones that you have combated before. The river drakes that you find here, instead of the ones that were used as mounts by the hobgoblins, are much smaller, only medium-sized, and seem to dart in and out of the creeks searching for fish. Very cute, actually. Although, as soon as you come a little bit closer, they also seem to realize your presence, and they just dart off up the stream, further and further up the mountainside to get away from all of you. But like this, you can see, and next to that, of course, like all different small kinds of critters, but also like these very large, ferocious beasts that Farud is leading you by. Very nice. In the same time, Allison, while Hannah is seeing all of these beautiful creatures, you are more focused on the vegetation.
Yes.
I would like you to make 3 searches for your herbs.
Do I have to call a specific one, or am I just looking blatantly?
You can try either.
I'm gonna first ask Farud if he knows if there are any burial earth grounds around. Because if there are, I'm gonna search for more Dead Man's Stairs. If he says like the odds are very small for that, or I don't know, then I'm just gonna search around blatantly.
Many hobgoblins have died in many places. I think I should be able to lead you to one of these grounds.
If you want, you can search.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, cool. Then I'll look for Dead Man's Stairs.
Very well. And Dead Man's Tears are common, uncommon?
Uncommon.
Uncommon, very well.
Everybody eat, bitches.
I'm a reroll with a hero point.
Very well.
Just so you know. I had a natural 6. I looked like a 6. Like an 11, a little bit better. For a... What kind of check is this?
This would be an herbalism check.
24.
24, all right. And with that, as you are traversing your first day of travel, eventually you come across a place which seems to be completely chopped down, like a open place in the woods where all of the trees have been chopped down and probably used by the hobgoblins to set up some sort of camp. But you can also see that within all of these trees, between all of these trees, the earth has been dug up some time ago, but now there is some vegetation growing on it. And like scurrying through, you eventually, yep, there it is. Dead Man's Tears. You take out, chink, little blade, and go ahead and make your crafting check to harvest.
Use another hero point. That's
There
a
you go.
3, I don't like that one.
Yep.
I don't like a natural 1 either.
You're now out of hero points.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
boo-hoo. So with that, as you come towards these Dead Man's Tears, you try to harvest a little bit of it, but you have already seen the influence of the Shadowfell in multiple places, and it seems that here the dirt, together with like the decay of life, has made the herbs that you tried to harvest unharvestable, and you lose it completely.
That was 1 try. Do I have 2 more?
Well, that was 1 try, but it was a natural 1, so as you walk away, you also stub your toe.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and make end the second day of travel. Do you want to search for Dead Man's Tears again?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
25.
25. Very well, very well. Go ahead and make another harvest check, so crafting check.
Bata. 31.
31. All right. So with that, you have 2 doses of Dead Man's Tears as you come across another one of these burial grounds. But this one does seem to carry very, very fruitful herbs for you to get into your bag. So 2 more doses added for your alchemical supplies.
All right. And do I
Then-
have a third day or not?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that one as well.
Same thing. That's a 18.
18.
Yeah.
18. Oh, wait. It is a known herb, so that's just what you need.
Ooh. Okay. And a 27.
27. All right. And with that, you get another 2 doses of Dead Man's Tears. 4 doses harvested in this beautiful time that you were on the road. Very
Cool.
nicely done. Very nicely done.
Uh,
All right.
and as I basically get those, I'll start preparing them as we move as well.
Yeah, because every time you set up camp, you have a little bit of time for yourself for your daily preparation where you can brew your potions. All right. With this travel out of the way, all of you eventually come to what seems to be the end of a forested area. 2.5 days of travel have gone by, at which point you eventually need to stop in your tracks. You've already seen multiple signs of human life, or humanoid life, I should say. Some places where you saw some carvings in a tree, some places where you saw some footprints, some places where you actually saw signs of where a camp had been set up, with like a little piece of scorched earth on the ground where people had made a campfire. But now eventually, as you come to this moment of your journey, Farroot and Rosa carrying Rosa along, needs to say their goodbyes.
This is as far as I can take all of you. Beyond here, our domain ends, and your begins.
Will you wait for us around, or will you start moving already?
We all need to get back from whence we came. We cannot be idle. We will wait for your return, pack members.
Farewell.
Where?
Thank you.
Anywhere in the forest, you said.
You've never seen a tree grin, but this would be the closest thing to it.
Venture forth into our domain, Grakal. And you will find us if we want you to.
You speak
My
like
old
my shaman.
roots. I would figure as much. My old roots have not had this much exercise in decades. It is a tiring but welcome change of pace. Let us cross paths soon. Allison, good luck in the negotiations.
Thank you.
And with that, Farroot turns back and vanishes into the trees. As you can see his tree glide, not being encumbered by the difficult terrain that the wilderness offers to him. He can just glide through all the foliage, and eventually there's nothing left of him but a simple breeze shaking the leaves of the trees. You then continue your journey. And eventually, as you begin to traverse this land, you see that where the tree line actually stopped and the grass fields began, eventually these grass fields also make way for farmlands. And at the moment they do, or a little bit before that, the grass fields that you are traversing also turn into stampeded ground by all the different footfalls and cart tracks that people might have brought to these lands. And the stampede grass eventually turns into dirt road. The dirt road eventually turns into a dirt road with small wooden fencing around them as you get to these farmlands. And as you walk forward, these farmlands eventually turn into the outskirts of Dracena. Here you can see that on the left of you, all the way in the back, there is this large hillside. And on top of it, you can already see the large olive drab walls of plasterwork all around it, with one large path from this large hillside curving from the left towards all of you into a large road, which is greeted on both sides by all different types of farmlands. As you begin to traverse this area, you eventually also see a large grass field to your right, where you can already hear the sheep blathering as they are being herded over there. You continue your trek, and eventually you can see small little signs outside the different homesteads of these farmers as you get closer and closer to the city outskirts. Is there anything you would like to do as you walk towards this new township?
No, not really, I think.
Very well. Then,
Do I see any wanted posters?
Don't get me wrong, though. Gurkal is definitely going to... He's appreciating the countryside. I think this might be the first time we're walking through lands like this.
at least the largest one that you have seen.
Yeah,
Yes.
like big farmlands and stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't really passed through that much. So Gurkal's actually really enjoying the way this looks. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you've seen like the town of Trevelsford also had like farmlands around it, but it was like on the top of a hillside, and it was like Trevelsford was pretty like a normal township, but as you walk up toward Dracena, it seems to be like you would guess 3 times as large as Trevelsford, and as such it needs way more farmlands to actually uphold that population. And what you can see is that you are now entering what seems to be like a completely cleared out valley that is completely devoted to farmlands, with the left outside of it, the hillside there being the actual township. As you continue your walk, let's change up the music just a little bit. There we go. As you can already hear as you walk forward, that the different sounds of all the types of cattle and chickens, sheep, as I said, but also like different cows, are mixed. The sounds of those creatures are mixed with the sounds of a barking dog, a hissing cat, some people talking at the marketplace, the sound of a blacksmith tinkering away. As you get towards this large olive drab wall, from a distance it seemed to be like a normal small township, but now that you get close to it, you can actually see that these walls are large enough to even house different guards walking atop of them. Not a lot, but just enough to have a presence on the lookout for whatever might be out there in the wilderness just beyond this small pocket of civilization. As you get towards the gate, you can see that 2 large towers are at both sides of it as a large drawbridge is pulled upward, and you get like this nice little slope up. But as you get closer, you can also see that just beside this main gate, I would say like 20 meters further along like the wall, begins a large fortress that is like a bastion of defense for this region. The fortress itself, in the same like olive drab green plasterwork, is crowned by, at the left back corner, this very, very large green tower you thought at first, but now it mostly just seems like a large olive drab keep, probably like the castle of this region. As you walk upwards towards this small slope, all these sounds, the cacophony of life and bustling business entering your ears, you can also see, as you look forward, that there is this small puddle next to it. Oh, and I forgot a very interesting fact of it, and that is that as you get closer towards this township, just below the hill itself, there is a small lake bed, also embedded within this valley. And you can see small different creeks all gathering up in this lake. As you look over it, it's probably like 500, 700 meters across. Pretty round as it is. It's like one basin of water getting everything together. And on the backside of it, you can also see this very large building with like, what do you call it? A water mill in the water as it begins turning around, and you can already hear the sawing sounds of this large sawmill at work over there. As you get towards the township, you look inside and you can see that it opens up into a small stone laid out courtyard, and then all the different buildings begin to pop up at both sides, and eventually as you look further inward, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 different streets go onward and forward into the township of Dracaena. The olive drab seems to be only a color of the outside, as the inside is a little bit more like simple with off-white colors, grays, and sometimes even just simple wooden cabins like built in the mountain. In the township itself. As you walk upward, you can also see a very familiar now for all of you view of the different guards, as the different towns that are dotted in this landscape all have a same type of guards, the guards of the wilderness as they call themselves, who are trained somewhere else and then get basically appointed to different townships. So as such, the guards of the wilderness that are posted here in Dracaena at the gate begin to walk up towards you. Halt!
Good day.
Greetings! What is your business here?
We have an appointment with the Cerulean Circle in your town.
One moment. Dragonborn, Elf, Aladrin, Halfling, checks out. Welcome back to Dracaena.
And
Thank you very much. Do you have any idea where we can find them?
Yes, of course. What you will want to do is take the second road on your left, all the way to the back. Eventually, you will come across a small circular cerulean building. Looks smaller than it actually is on the inside. Don't be fooled by it. Your contact should be waiting for you over there, I believe.
Thank you very much. How are things in town?
Things in town are good.
Prosperous?
We keep the peace. In Dracaena, always.
Good.
These wilds offer many boons for those who know where to find them.
Very well. Have a good day.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
You as well. Oh, and if you did us a service, thank you for it.
No worries.
I give a nudge to Allison, like, see? People understand.
Sure they do. And we walk to the Cerulean Circle.
Very well. As you walk throughout town, you come across different places where people also have set out shop. outside of their buildings, blurting out different phrases for you to get them to get the freshest fish out of Dewgather, which seems to be the name of the lake that you had just passed, or different fruits of vegetables that have been.
Yeah, he'll be
Charlie's
back.
gone. Different fruits and vegetables that have
Still
been
here.
grown here
Yeah,
on
my
this
bad.
soil, or different types of relics long forgotten in the wilderness that they have found, but once you look upon them, these would probably only be of interest to an archaeologist and not a adventurer as is yourself. You quickly make your way through this township, and eventually you come across probably what seems to be the Cerulean Circle enclave here, as it just says that on the silver plaque next to it. The building itself, which you are presented with, oh god, recall walking on his hands.
I swear I'm not doing this intentionally. My bad. Hold up.
What's going on here?
And there we go. Okay.
There we go. He's
On
a
the wa-
normal person
On the
again.
way around, though, please mirror your
Oh.
image.
Oh, my bad.
Almost? There you go. Let's go.
Do we have him back? We have him back.
Yep.
You walk up towards the door of this small cerulean-colored building, circular in its design. Next to it, it has a beautiful silver inlaid plaque that basically says, got it right here, Cerulean Circle, Dracena Office. Very simple, very modest. The door is in front of you.
Is it to be opened, or is there to be knocked on?
There is a door.
I'll try and push it open.
All right. The door opens up. And let me just... There we go. As you open the door and one by one all of you enter this building, the small circular building makes way for a square, quote-unquote, office space. You walk up inside and you are first greeted by a small secretary's desk on the opposite side of you with a like plasterwork wall behind it, with inlaid within it like a cerulean circle with in draconic runes all the beautiful names of the schools of magic, the sign of the cerulean circle itself. You can see that this plasterwork wall only extends for a couple of meters, and you can see that on the left of it you can just peer past it and you can see all different types of scribe desks. Like, it seems to be 4x4, so 16 different scribes desks. Some of them are filled, some of them are empty, with people doing all kinds of labor for the Cerulean Circle. On the right side, you can see that passing this plasterwork wall, it opens up to a small hallway with actual doors on both sides of the small hallway, probably opening up to the somewhat more personal, like meeting rooms or offices of people with a little bit more prestige within the guild. And maybe the thing that demands the most attention of all of you is, as you look upon this small desk, there is this very small, very high up, almost bar chair, with on top of it a small goblin girl with her stringy black hair tied in a ponytail, as she has like these glasses on her nose, as she begins scribing a little bit, as she turns towards you. Yes? What can I help you with?
We have an appointment. We're the pack.
Ah, very well. She picks up a stone and begins to speak a little bit in it. Just a moment.
Oh, wait.
Nice weather are we having, aren't we?
Yeah, it's
It's
sunny.
It's been sunny for a long time, actually.
Yes, good summer. Good summer. Ah, there she is. As you can see, Violora Moran, the purple tiefling, young but graceful, walk towards your mist, although the expression on her face is a little bit cracked. Welcome, pack members. If you will be so kind to follow me.
We will.
As you follow her into one of the meeting rooms, just a large table set in an empty chamber with chairs on both sides. As she closed the door behind her. All right, spit it out then. What are the complications you spoke of?
Are you aware of the war between the Fae and the Shadowfell?
I have some information on the matter, yes. What of it?
This Summer Blade, well,
The Midsummer Blade is
Midsummer
called.
Blade. It could be a great boon to the Fae as well.
I understand that. Our intent, the intent of the guild, was to find out ways to replicate it. But
That
I understand that you have found it, haven't you?
We have
Maybe.
found it, and for now,
Do you have it on you?
we have it in safekeeping.
Right. Safe.
Nicole starts smiling, like grinning really happily, like, oh my god, he's so happy right now.
What is your intent?
We wanted to discuss if the Cerulean Circle could make contact with the Fae to see if they can help out, and in their help return, well,
No, what you wanted to ask is if you could break contract for sentimental reasons.
not just sentimental reasons, lives
What?
are on the line.
We know
what
that.
is sentimental?
We know that, Hannah. That is the entire reason of not only the guild's existence, but also my job within it.
Then why weren't you aware of the fight with the Fae and the darkness in that forest right now? Why aren't you there? Why aren't you helping?
Why do you think that we want to replicate the power that can stop it?
What would it take?
I think that this is still something that can definitely be done, as long as it is discussed with the Fae itself.
I am not in a position to do that right now. So I need to know, what are your plans going forward?
So the circle can send thinker people to look at the blade in between when it is used to kill evil monsters that wish to destroy the world in Badau's name.
This war is not
Gurkal,
a
do I
simple
understand? Do I understand you correctly that you wish to share this item
Share.
between us and them?
Yes. We wish to help evil not destroy this world, yes? But also wish to help Cerulean Circle help evil not destroy the world. So I think, why not both? Because pride or something maybe. But that is stupid, right?
Look, I understand that all of you coming here and speaking to me in person about this is a show of trust, and I thank you for it. But you gravely misunderstand the situation, I'm afraid.
Then
This weapon was in the possession of the Cerulean Circle while it was in transit. What you are speaking of is theft of our guild. With that information, I ask you to reconsider what your plans are henceforth.
the gods
Yes.
brought Blade to Triance to destroy evil.
Well, the blade was made in a Feywild. How did the Cerulean Circle get their hands on it?
That is information I do not possess.
That sounds like something I would say when I steal something.
Look,
Yeah,
Which I
that
don't
you
do,
had
by
it
the way.
doesn't mean
Which
you
I
That
never
is
didn't.
do.
true, actually.
Which I
Iroh
never
does
do, by the
steal
way.
things.
I am speaking to you. I am speaking to you as a friend. you need to understand that the means of how the Cerulean Circle came into possession of this item does not matter the consequences of what you are about to do.
Then
In the law of the Empire, the item belongs to us. If you... Look, you have helped me in the past, and I see that you went forth with this mission with the best of intents, and you are still now with the best of intents. I can see it in your faces, but I cannot shield you for what you are about to do.
Can we talk with someone that does have a say in it?
Artano, Allison, I want to speak to your manager, Artano. I totally agree, but still.
Karen Artano.
I was afraid this would happen. For the last couple of days, I've been thinking of different ways to handle this sort of situation.
what?
I can do this for you. But you have to understand that once I do, there's no going back. I could help you get away with this. I do not know if I can, but once I walk out that door and get my superior, well, you better have a good conversation with him.
I kind of like tap Allison or fist bump him against the shoulder.
Told you. She good person. She know good things. No boss.
Look,
You
I wouldn't
must
have aligned
help us,
myself.
Violora.
I wouldn't have aligned myself with all of you if I was a fan of the bureaucracy within my guild. I have learned to, well, bend some policies, if you will. Now, with that being said, this is your mess.
We know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to converse with him?
No, but yes.
It's worth try at least.
Very well. Then the fate of what happens to you is officially out of my hands now. And she closes the door behind her.
Do you now understand why this was such a difficult decision for me? If this fails, I'm basically out.
There will be many more possibilities.
I don't think my reputation can withhold this, Iro.
I think you are on a good start too. I mean,
But
we already slain a slave trader and we brought giants back to their home.
That's no political reputation, Iro.
But
That's-
Dao
We'll get
means
there.
to end world, Allison, and you care about reputation. Come on. Please. It is no matter.
It matters to me. I know, and that's why I'm also following this path, that there is something called the greater good. And we're following that right now. Doesn't mean that it will not ruin my life.
Then,
Yes, it might as well.
then, your better family thanks you.
If the greater good is ruining something, then that something is not the greater good.
Oh, wise words from the monk.
The door opens again. Violora, in her combat-ready attire, steps in. May I present to all of you We've Master Dracos Warmwind, the leader of our office here in Dracena.
Make a bow.
As the door opens further, in walks this long male figure. The beautiful cerulean robes, simple, but with a beautiful insignia of like the cerulean circle in many different colors, depicting the rank that this weave master of the cerulean circle has. And from the neck upward, the red skin begins, as before you steps an Eladrin. Long red hair coming forward and then blowing down. I think as he steps
What
in.
now?
Well then, what is this I heard about? I have some business to attend to, but this small contract, what is happening?
There are
So-
some complications that we want to
So-
discuss.
Recall, at this point, I have my axe weapon, and he's leaning it on the ground, just kind of leaning on it with his chin, and he looks at Hannah, and he looks at the Eladrin, and he looks at Hannah, and he looks at the Eladrin, and he's just waiting for shit to go down.
Well, I am always
Thanks.
happy to grab a chance to meet some of our employees, but
Can we have a seat?
I think it's better if you take a seat, sir. Well, very well, but speak quickly. My time is short here. Now then, what are these complications?
There
First
is-
off, can you
Yeah.
excuse me one moment? Do you have a copy of the Yes, thank you. Retrieval. Retrieval of the Midsummer Blade. This is your master's assignment, is it not, Fair Laura? Very well. What are the complications? What of the blade?
The Midsummer Blade has been retrieved from the hobgoblins that stole it.
Splendid. Is it cursed in some way? That does no matter. We can cleanse it.
It is needed somewhere for a war.
It is
With the
needed in
Fae,
many
I'm
places.
sure you know the Fae.
Excuse me, what is your name?
My name is Alison Artano.
I see. The blade is needed in many places, Alison Artano.
That is true, but the one purpose that it has, to fight the darkness, there, for its specific reason, for its specific purpose, it is needed right now.
Laura, you know how we handle these things. I know, sir, but indulge me for a second. This is my second master's test, of course. You say the blade is needed.
Yes.
Continue.
The Treants and the Fae currently have a big dispute with, how do you call it, Grakal?
Batao, evil, dragon of shadow, god of darkness.
Something that's not to be taken lightly. And what we wish is to have the Cerulean Circle come and talk with the Fae to see if we can make some sort of deal. I am under the understanding that you'd like to replicate this weapon for it to be used for the greater good. What we want is that it still will be able to be used to fight off this darkness as this is happening.
Right. Do you know, Alison Artano, how many members the Cerulean Circle counts?
Can I have an estimate? Do I have an estimate?
Go ahead and make a society check.
That is a 20 total?
Thousands?
Thousands, couple, maybe.
Indeed. Do you know how far our influences envelop the continent?
Everywhere.
And do you think that we have ample resources?
What I believe is that you also do this for the greater good.
Indeed I do. Please, indulge me. Answer my question, as I have listened to you right now. Do you think that we have in our possession ample resources to investigate certain things?
You do?
Very well then. Then, do you think that with all of our vast knowledge, that we might come to a good conclusion about what is the best step to conduct for the greater good, as you so speak?
Also, those with great knowledge do not always have an eye on that what is going on at this very moment. There are lives at stake.
And how many people have you spoken to about this matter? What does your information network grant you?
We have fought.
We have spoken to hundreds of humans, roughly many more hobgoblins, treants, drakes, the god Kurnau, golden god of
Fairies.
dragons, fairies, the goddess of nature. And I point to Hannah. We have spoken with many. We are not the fools you think.
I will ask you to keep your tone, Dragonborn, while you are in my office, but I did not mean any offense. What I meant is to say that to think us as fools is also a grove misstatement.
The only thing we try to achieve here is to get the best out of both worlds, sir. I hope you understand.
And so do we. That is why we have...
We have not yet broken contracts.
No, not yet. But I feel it coming up very, very soon.
We don't wish to break contracts, wish to change it.
Indulge me. How would you like to change your contract with us?
We will make sure that you will get the opportunity to replicate this blade. We will talk to the Fae. We will make sure that this happens. Meanwhile, the Fae and we will get our chance to fight the nexus of this evil, using its power. That's all we're asking. We mean the best of all worlds.
So what you wish to do is buy time?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check. And it can be...
Society?
Society for you, yeah.
Do I have a hero point?
I don't know.
Yes,
you know what?
You absolutely do.
You know what? No, don't use your hero point. Go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
And
I called for a hero point first, though.
I lied.
You called for anti-luck first. Let's see if some things can go bad for once.
Yeah, that went bad. 15.
I will indulge you to change your contract with us. At which moment Violora just looks like, what the fuck? However, time is a very valuable resource. Don't you agree, Allison?
We elves know this very well.
Great. Then you will pay dearly for the time that has been given to you. How much time do you require with the Midsummer Blade?
Until evil is vanquished in these hills.
How much time can we have?
I will give you a month. And in return, the pack shall give us a month.
Of what?
of your services.
Grakal's tail lashes out, and
What?
a vase is slapped against the wall, crackling.
Grakal.
We speak of saving the world, and you twist it for selfish reasons.
You wish
should
to
be
save the greater
thankful.
good. We do too. You have betrayed us. We will use you somewhere else.
There is no betrayal in this all, sir. Else we would not have come here. I hope
Then-
you understand that properly.
Then, you are breaking contract then.
No, we came here to talk.
And these are my negotiations.
Sir, aren't you a Ladrin? Don't you care about the Fae?
I care more about my heritage than you will ever know, little girl.
And why aren't you in the forest right now
Oh.
helping them?
This naivety of all of you, it becomes tiring to me. If you have walked through these lands and then think that you know everything that is going on within them, you are greatly mistaken.
Sir,
Make your choice.
I will give you my service. Spare these.
No.
Allison, thank you.
Fire Laura
Right.
crouches over a little bit.
No.
Sir, might I perhaps suggest another way? You may speak once, Violora. Well, sir, the last master test that I had conducted was a success, but not adequate for my position, yes. We have already administered a second. Why not have the pack do a third? So you would rather have one project than a time limit, is that it? It could be a project that has approximately 1 month of time, and if they can finish it quicker, then what do you think? And she looks at all of you.
I think this is a reasonable deal.
But first, we slay evil.
I agree.
We will owe you this.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. The hubris of adventurers. Fire Laura, write it up. Tink. And he steps up and walks away. That went well.
Better than expected.
Surprisingly, to be honest.
I am Grakal happy this man left. This close to killing him.
Well, you could have tried, of course, but he... You are a handful. Your idealistic worldviews really have to change if you... Well, no, they just have to change. You will probably die.
Grakal takes 2 big steps towards Violora. Big, intimidating, imposing steps. He towers over her and reaches in for a long hug.
Yes, Grakal, thank you.
You
Thank
are
you.
a great friend. You pretend to be this person of the cerulean, but you are better.
Well, I'm just glad that you guys aren't just thrown into the stockades.
So am I. Thank you.
Recall, Tiri.
I'm
And-
glad that Dracos at least read up on your accomplishments higher up in the north. It seems that he did not want to just throw away your cunning. The calculations in his head seemed to have turned into that it would be more beneficial for the guild to let you do another job, although you have to understand that this would be pro bono. And if you cannot finish this new assignment, it's probably better to not contact me ever again.
Very well.
It will not be pro bono. We still have a reward waiting for us, don't we? We'll just extend the job.
I guess you will. This has been a very interesting turn of events.
It has.
Hi, Laura.
I need to sit down for a second.
You are a good person. Thank you.
And thank you for also sacrificing yourself for this.
Look, Herodias is an ass. I wanted to venture with all of you forth into these lands and retrieve the artifact with all of you. I still feel a little bit guilty of not joining you all in this. Let's just say I can make it up with pulling some strings over here. Allison, I know how hard it must have been to have this conversation. You have strained your connections greatly. I hope your parents won't be too mad, as I feel they might learn of this.
I will probably hear of them then.
And I hope Dracos doesn't... Well, I hope that his practical mind outweighs his irritated thoughts. He won't give you an assignment too heavy.
He means well, and...
He does, really. He sees all of you as a true-hearted but misguided force, you see. And as such, he tries to bend you into the right direction, I guess, without much care for what kind of impression he makes on you. He really is a good man. And Hannah, this is a man that has embraced the Cerulean Circle of a new way of aiding his people, without the thought of what kind of face he might have for his own people. You must understand that he does not care what other people think of him, as long as he can do good. I think I've protected his words enough for now.
We all mean well. And sometimes agendas mix.
Yes. Recall, you will have to pay for that vase. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. 10 o'clock sharp.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Keep going, guys. That was a good session.
I'm not paying for that
Whoop.
face.
No.
Well, I just looted some great goblin armor.
Fair.
That was interesting.
That was an interesting session
Nice.
indeed.
That worked out pretty okay.
Ish.
This is perfect.
You're making it difficult
My-
for me, Wouter.
I know.
My computer has just crashed. Like perfect
Oh, wow.
timing for it to do that. Yeah,
Beautiful
like,
face
I-
also.
Crash
Beautiful
and
face.
like a beautiful shot of you. You look so
Oh, yeah.
happy, frozen in time.
All right. So you guys still trying to have your cake and eat it too. I like that. Getting all your options open. Relationships are strained both at the sides of the Fae and at the side of the Cerulean Circle. But who knows what will happen on our next session? You also still carry with you in your bags of holding a couple of relics that need to be returned to none other than the goblin known as Nido Crankshaft. So now that
Yep.
in the next episode you will get your new assignment from the Cerulean Circle while your old one is still at large, we'll see what happens when the Midsummer Blade, at least for now, belongs to our Fae creatures.
We decided to help them after we're helping the Fae, right? That was the idea?
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. That's the idea.
What is the next assignment? What if the next assignment is gonna be that we have to deliver them Nido's weapons?
Just Nido. Just Nido on a silver
Just
plate.
Nido.
That would be
Oh.
very scary.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's fun.
Hell yeah, bitches. It's another episode rounded. So let me just, again, like I said at the start of this episode, spam you all once more that if you're a subscriber to us, go to your email right now, click on the message that we had just sent, and sign up for our Sentient Item Creator session, where you and I and all the other subscribers that want to get in on this get together, create a beautiful sentient item, and then throw it at our party members and see it explode. It's going to be awesome. I like it. In the meantime, oh my god.
Nice.
This was good stuff. This was good stuff.
Sure.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, follow us right here on Twitch, as well as on our Instagram and Twitter, where we post all different kinds of stuffs. We post stupid shit. We also post stat blocks. So if you, as a DM or player, wants a little bit of inspiration, my inspiration is there for the taking. We also update all of you on all of our different streams. We stream each Friday and Sunday at 7 p.m. CET. Friday at 7 p.m. we do something. And on
we have
Sunday,
plans.
we have some plans. We are planning to go ahead and get more into this RPG setting of ours and go and discuss different ideas in there over a nice, quaint little game of Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is going to be nice. Max and I. And of course, on Sunday, the main thing, the real deal, this beautiful campaign will continue to all of you every goddamn week, except where we're not there, I guess.
Yes.
Hey
so
guys, check the terrifying reflection in my sunglasses.
Oh god.
So
It's
for
like
now,
little eyes.
Saturday's not gonna be a thing anymore.
Alas.
Things happened. It's gonna be cut off, and we'll focus more on Friday and Sunday.
Yeah. Remember, always salt your pasta. Enjoy the last 2 hours of your weekend. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.